Alright, hello. Hi. So, I originally made this presentation for a script that wanders around like a lot. And as you can see, it's kind of difficult to make changes. So, what I've decided is I'm just going to present this and skip through a bunch of stuff that I feel like isn't important, and it's gonna look like I'm skipping through all the jokes, but I don't think the jokes are too important. All that's important is that I made this in a single slide. Okay, so yeah, it takes a little while to load. Okay, so I'm creating a language, or I have created a language for the Cursed Conlang Circus 2023, and it has a couple rules. First, you have to translate the opening monologue of the B movie. Second, there are bonus points awarded for any languages that involve rocks. And third, there are also bonus points awarded for any languages that are based on existing natural languages. And I did not make a language that involves rocks. If I did, though, and also based it off a natural language, I would call it English Rocks. But I'm not calling it that. Instead, I'm calling it Y. Because the only sound in it is and it is trust me, this is good. This is better than which is what this was based on, but it is not the same. The language was last year's one of last year's submissions. Only one sound, only one word, only one letter, so on and so forth. Translated to the required text for last year. I mean. So, anyways, I'm going to, do something a little different because I feel like this the creator of Awe decided to run away from effort. I, however, will not. As you can see, this is a graph of some sorts. This represents how long you could say for. Like if you say for 9 seconds, it might mean tree. Well, if you say for 3 seconds, it might mean log. And that's the fundamental idea of the language. However, I've decided instead of just measuring it in the number of seconds you say for, I'm going to measure the prime factors of the seconds it takes for you to say for. And this is so, including plurals and verb negation, has its own, integrated feature. I am not going to explain that in this presentation. That's what the description docs are for. Anyways, here are the goals of my language. First, to be incredibly inaccessible, and second, to kill anyone who speaks it, and third, which I did not write down here, is to be just as difficult to understand as legalese, if not more so. Alright, so, the grammar. First of all, you have to put before every single word, you have to declare its type of speech. So instead of running cat, you say verb running noun cat in this language. And these are the parts of speech. First, interjection. Second, recursive noun. Third, preposition. Fourth, adverb. That was not misspelled. Fifth, verb. Sixth, time tense. That's separate from verbs in this language. There's also nouns are split into both 7 and 8. 7 encompasses places, things, ideas, and dialogue, while 8 encompasses just people. In order to say these things, declare what the next word will be. You have to, again, using only you say it for this long for each of them. This is only the beginning of a very long language. 2 to the 8th is 256. 300 is a minute. This is the sentence structure. SVO. There is no intransitive verbs. You must have an object. So, he sleeps becomes he sleeps himself. Instead, it's reflexive. There's no intransitives. There's also no adjectives. I replace those with the verbs. If you want to ask a question, just rephrase your sentence into VOS order. Time and tense are after the verb. And recursive nouns, those are a little complicated, so I'll just show an example. This is an example English sentence. Yellow paint paints the wall. If you were to turn that roughly into why, it looks something like paint that is yellowed by itself paints the wall. Or if you wanna be pedantic, it kind of goes off the screen. So, oh yeah, also prepositions count as the same thing as conjunctions. So this is how my language kills people. That could probably be taken out of context. Anyways, you are not allowed to pause in the middle of your sentence. You cannot, pause at the end of a word. You can only pause at the end of a sentence. To declare a new word, instead, what you do is you change the tone or the pitch of your and that means that you have to say the entire sentence in one breath. For writing, there is only one character, of course, the hyphen or the minus sign. The way you indicate different words in the writing system is by alternating between whether or not the minus sign or hyphen is bolded. So this would be 3 to the first, then 3 to the first times 2 to the first, then 2 to the first. And that's all that I'm going to put in this slide. So, time for the translation. The dictionary is in the description. This is what I have to translate. According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Now, I provided 2 English versions of this translation. The first of which is, oops, my brain farted. So, I'm gonna have to edit this part out in video editing software, aren't I? My life is over. So the first of which is kind of like a rough translation. It carries over the structure, but not everything about it. I'm going to read it aloud to you, the rough translation. Laws that are of air that are known by us say bees should not be bees that fly bees. Wings that are part of bees that are small wings should not cause a flight of bees. Bees fly bees, because bees ignore humans that think bees that can fly bees are impossible bees. That is the half translation, but the more grammatically accurate translation is absolutely nightmarish. I'll just let you enjoy this. I am not going to attempt to pronounce it. If it looks like there's 2 spaces, that's because it's a period, and I just couldn't bother to change the color of it to white. So, I'm gonna give you some time to read that if you want to. That's about everything. I'm going to, after this, put the actual audio of the real translation, but because it is so incredibly long, it will be sped up 60 times, so every second represents 1 minute, and every minute represents 1 hour. Enjoy.